What's going on, brothers? It's Mgtow, the name. Got a video for you. It's written title, Year of the Chameleon, Part 26. Here goes. So, yeah. It looks like there are more chameleons popping up. And no doubt they're doing it because the desperation is in. They see these videos of these former spring chickens and these ran-throughs complaining that men are not showing up to these singles events and these speed dating events. So what they figure they can do is they can come to this space, swipe some talking points, run a TikTok, get in their vehicle or on their bed and say things like, if I was a man and the only thing a woman wanted out of me was money, I would be really upset. You know, they say this to try to mollify us and to camouflage, but the problem with that strategy is that it's $1 short and 10 years too late. This is them camouflaging. This is them camouflaging. Marriage, dating, relationships are a funeral with cake. They become a zero-sum game because these feminists and these trolls, these ditch pigs want to have their cake and eat it. That's what they wanted. And like rank amateurs, they overplayed their hand. They overplayed their hand. And now they're out here on these social media streets looking stupid. They can try to sound sincere. They can try to sound based. They can try to sound sensible. All they want, but the problem is nobody believes them. That's the problem. That's right, brothers. That's the problem. Nobody believes them. They did this to themselves. They did this to themselves. Because they cried wolf too many times. They encouraged other women to cry wolf. But the question is, how are they going to get men and young men to come back to the table, pay off their student loan debt, their credit card debt, give them a soft landing, give them an out, while at the same time doing the bare minimum? How are they going to do that? They can't. They can't do it. That's why a lot of them right now are just camouflaging. They're camouflaging. They're pretending that feminism didn't happen. They're pretending that hashtag #MeToo didn't happen. They're pretending that they were not crying wolf for 55 years. And they are pretending that they weren't joking and mocking the youth suicides amongst young men and even boys. But the problem is, we know they're guilty, the world knows they're guilty, and the very same trolls who are trying to camouflage, for each troll that's trying to camouflage, there's one more on TikTok telling on themselves. And while they are telling on themselves, all this time, the productive men, the men worth their salt, the men who actually have eyes, ears to hear, the men that they want, have been learning, adjusting, adapting, and comparing notes with other men. And if you think it's just other men who are clearing 7 figures and 6 figures, it's not just them, it's also men who are on the bottom rung, you know, rank and file types. You've also taken notice. So here we are. The number one strategy right now for these trolls is to camouflage. Pretend that your hands are clean. You had nothing to do with the 55-year long track record of demonization of men. You had nothing to do with turning marriage, dating relationships to fraud, usury, and extortion. You had nothing to do with turning dating into a humiliation ritual. Because that's what it is right now. These trolls, ditch pigs, and former spring chickens turn dating into a humiliation ritual. And that's why these men are not going to these speed dating events, because if they go there, even if they're handsome, even if those men are every bit of the person that she's looking for, these trolls got to tear them down because they're vain. They're vain. They're narcissistic. Some of them are fundamentally broken. So you got to tear him down. If he's handsome, that's still an L for him because he's too short. If he's rich, it's an L for him because he's too old. The goalpost is always moving. And that's why you see more trolls out here camouflaging, trying to mollify us. Nobody believes them. And they put themselves in that situation because they create this environment. Hashtag Mgtow, hashtag kill all men, hashtag listen and believe, hashtag waste his time. And you want to know something else that's really sad about this whole thing? While these trolls are still trying to camouflage and trying to mollify us, there's still a certain contingent of them who are now trying to spin the narrative that, well, if you are a man and you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, you have 6 figures and 7 figures, you can't date women who are in their 20s. That's predatory. Even though these trollops, these ditch pigs who are weather beaten, 40, 50, 60 years old are doing the same fucking thing. But somehow they get a pass. Well, no, they don't get a pass because that's also predatory behavior. And you know what's really funny about that? They call themselves cougars. What is a cougar? An apex predator. So see, these trolls are telling themselves. But they're not all the way there in the head. They're not wrapped too tight. You see, they stumble on their own words. And now they've been found out. And here we are. They're camouflaging. They're pretending that feminism didn't happen. They're pretending that they weren't out here ambushing these men and tearing them down for sport. But nobody believes them. Nobody. Not even the 10s, not even the 9s, not even the 8s. The men who clear 7 figures, even the ones who clear 6 figures, I myself included, we don't believe you. We know you're a bunch of liars. And this is what you engage in. This is what you enjoy. This is your ice cream. Drama, mayhem, and stupidity because you say it out of your own mouth. You don't like normal, healthy relationships because normal, healthy relationships tend to be boring. These men aren't looking. I'm not looking. We're enjoying our lives, trollop-free, drama-free, mayhem-free. What are these former spring chickens, these ran throughs going to do? What are they going to do? They can't force us back because if they use force, they won't have civilization anymore. Fuck around and find out. It's all self-inflicted, brothers. It's all self-inflicted. These trolls and ditch pigs and feminists fixed a shit sandwich meant for us, but the universe made these broads eat it. They're not liking the taste, but they're going to have to get used to it. They're going to have to get used to it, man. That's just too bad. But it's not what I think. How about you, brothers? What are your thoughts on the subject? Let me know in the comment section. Hit me up. This is L.O.M. Mgtow. That's all I got for you. Got a bad screen in the commentary for you to subscribe. If you're doing it, this is my chain for tip jar on my channel. Alright, fam. Alright, brethren. You know it's real. You know routine. Grown way, living way. That's why SBM. That's for these trollops. These former spring chickens. These sperm toilets. And these abject, lying, thieving chameleons who think that we're stupid and that ripping off our talking points is going to somehow make us attracted to them. Give them nothing. This has been Mgtow PSA. Welcome to tight. See you soon.